Hello once again and welcome back to Trails from Zero. You may have noticed that I missed a week. That was because I was too busy writing up the report that we finished the first editing pass of Trails to Azure, and we're now in revisions, as well as piecing the game together to where it actually works and isn't a buggy mess. So now the hard part begins. But anyway, that's what we're up to. If you would like to submit a chest message for Trails to Azure before it comes out, then you can do so at the article in which 100% was announced. There's a link on there. You could also go to the Geofront's Twitter account, and it'll be on the pinned tweet. Submit as many as you like, and we'll go over them later. Now, enough about that. We were about to go out and talk to Ellie on the rooftop. See one of the most famous scenes in the game, I guess you could say. There she is. Lloyd? Hey, Ellie. How'd you know it was me? Just a hunch. Well, I say that, but I think I knew you would come somehow. So you did. Breathtaking as always. Isn't that the IBC in the distance? Yes, it is. You know, Lloyd, I doubt you would find a night sky as beautiful as Crossbell's even if you scoured the entirety of Zemuria. Yet the more the lights of the city shine, the more the stars seem to dim. The stars, the purity of the starlight, and the symbol of the goddess. Ellie, I doubt I have to remind you of what happened today. With Ravach, Hiyue, and Dudley. No matter what you do, you can't change Crossbell's true nature. These are Garcia's lines. Ravach's iron grip is here to stay. I am merely referring to them as our fellow business competitors. This is Sal. State law protects competition between business and free trade, you know. Do you take offense with that, officers? And Dudley. We're charged with maintaining a certain degree of order in this city, where justice cannot truly be upheld. We're expected to suppress major crimes and protect the public from criminal organizations and foreign intelligence agencies, all while fighting an uphill battle. Can you possibly fathom the work that goes into that? Therein lies this city's darkness, the tragic truth of the state called Crossbell. We're kept alive only by the will of the Empire and Republic, stripped of all pride, lied to, and deceived. We're drowning in false prosperity and frivolities only because our captors allow it. Everyone just surrenders to these circumstances and accepts the status quo, blissfully ignorant. That's the city we live in, Lloyd. Maybe you're right. But you don't want to surrender just yet, do you? I once had a mother and father. Once had? Oh, I suppose putting it like that makes it sound like they've passed away. They're still very much alive. What I mean to say is, they divorced when I was little. My mother lives in the Empire now, and my father in the Republic. I had no idea. My father was born and raised in the Republic. He moved to Crossbell City, met my mother, and after marrying into the McDowell family, he strove to become a politician. Immediately after becoming a Diet member, he recognized the ugly, distorted reality of the city. As someone with a strong sense of justice, he made it his duty to mend this broken city. Year after year, he drafted reform bills, all in the hopes of bringing change to the state. That's amazing. It's not. In the end, his bills were never passed. The Imperial and Republican factions both shunned him, ridiculed him. One by one, his allies betrayed him, friends left him, and he became the laughingstock of the political world. Not even my grandfather, as well respected as he is for being neutral, was able to mend his career. My father was shattered beyond repair by the state he once held so dear. And then one day, he quit, as a Diet member, as a husband, and as my father. He decided to leave everything behind for Calvert. Ellie, I'm so sorry. Mother couldn't stop him. And at the same time, she couldn't follow him while dragging me along. Eventually, they settled on a divorce, and my father was gone for good. I always thought Mother hated him for what he did, but I'm sure she was just heartbroken. It soon became apparent that living in Crossbell, the state that robbed her of her love, would be too much to bear. So my mother left me behind in Crossbell and went to live with her relatives in the Empire. That was when my grandfather took me in, raising me to who I am now. It was from that moment on that I vowed to follow grandfather down the path of politics. It's not like I feel any urge to avenge my father or anything like that. I couldn't accept reality. How could a family so jubilant and loving end up in absolute shambles that quickly? And after I made my decision, grandfather began to help me. I studied abroad all over the continent, focusing on politics and economics. However, the more I studied, the more I realized that the gears of Crossbell were powered by oppression. After all, Crossbell lies between two great powers. Our justice, our national interests intertwined with Ereboni and Calvert, only serving to blur the line between what we need and what they want. That was when I finally saw it for myself. Crossbell's barriers. Yes, the same ones my father faced, and one I'm sure my grandfather faces too. Lloyd, do you know who represents the Crossbell state government? Shouldn't that be Mayor McDowell? Well, yes, but there's technically two people, the Crossbell City Mayor and the Speaker of the Diet. Grandfather and the Imperial faction Speaker Hartman jointly represent our government. That's how we operate, according to state law. Sounds like I neglected some of my studies. But wait, why'd Crossbell adopt such a divided system in the first place? That's obvious. If two equal representatives continually hinder things by butting heads, political reform is nigh impossible. No way! Is that really how things are? I'm afraid so. With two people on top, one side can easily sabotage the other if they try to push some sort of reform through. The fact that this happens is an ironic inevitability, given Crossbell's founding. 70 years ago, Crossbell State was born from a mutual agreement between Ereboni and Calvert. In fact, Crossbell's founders were none other than Imperial and Republican lawyers. Seeing the current state of Crossbell, I can't help but think of it as a curse. I was at a loss. If I were to continue into the world of politics, that same curse would grab me by the neck and drag me under, just like my father. That's why I decided on a new approach, one my family hadn't yet tried. And that was the CPD? Yes. From there, I told myself I could observe Crossbell's distortions without looking through the muddled lens of politics. I convinced myself that my experiences gained here would be my weapon of choice on the day I entered Crossbell's political arena. The reform that my father failed to achieve, and grandfather is unable to pursue. I thought that this new, unblemished perspective could finally make it become a reality. I'm sure it can, Ellie. Perhaps. But in the back of my mind, I know that joining the CPD might have only been an escape. I knew that what happened today was inevitable. But still, the reality of things was even colder and crueler than I had imagined. When confronted with it, I was at a loss. Maybe I'm incapable of doing anything on my own after all. Maybe I'm just a broken little girl, abandoned by her mother and father. So what? Huh? You really are a perfectionist, aren't you, Ellie? Failure isn't an option. The only way forward is to place everything on my shoulders here and now. That's the way you've been thinking, isn't it? That's not... Look, I agree. Today sucked. Being ridiculed, having to hear that all of our efforts are in vain. But think about it. Aren't those the things we signed up for when we joined the SSS? Remember, Ellie, they may be barriers we can't get over today, but that doesn't mean we won't be able to get over them tomorrow. Barriers we can't get over today? Right now, the only one in front of us is the threat letter case. And even though the 1st Division has taken control of the investigation from us, I say we continue investigating separately from them, if at all possible. What? But there's nothing we can do about it, is there? Sure, the First Division may be phenomenal, but even so, it's obvious that they're stuck in a cop's mindset, only adhering to traditional logic. Maybe a new perspective is exactly what's needed to crack this case. At least, that's how I feel about things. Lloyd. Just like how you joined the CPD to gain a new perspective on Crossbell, right? Should we miraculously solve this case, then surely what you're aiming for isn't an impossibility, right? I'll admit that comparing our current investigation to Crossbell's underlying issues is a bit of an oversimplification. But what we need right now is the experience of overcoming these kinds of obstacles. Think about it. Clear the small barriers, one by one. If we do that, then someday, we'll have the power to get over the taller ones, too. Lloyd, in these 2 months we've been together, I've come to realize something. You have your own set of barriers you want to overcome, don't you? And if that's the case, how are you able to stay so optimistic? Well, let's see. Maybe it's because I have someone I'm trying to catch up to. Though that in itself may present some issues. I think I understand. But I'm not as strong as you are, Lloyd. I'm just so tired of it all. Despite how things seem, I didn't intend on talking about my past as much as I did. I just couldn't keep it bottled up anymore. At this rate, I'm only going to drag the team down. And if that's the case, I should probably... Ellie, listen to me. We need you, Ellie. Your profound knowledge, your negotiation skills, your sharpshooting, your sense of justice. If we're going to stand up to this city, we're going to need you. But... let me rephrase that. While all that's true, my point is this. If you stay by our side, Ellie, I'd happily take on anything Crossbell has to throw at us. What? All of us were a bit of a mess at the start, but I think we've gotten pretty close over the past 2 months. Even when we're bombarded with the stress of daily life, we make time for the small things, like deciding whose turn it is to cook or do the laundry. And when it comes to our fields of expertise, we've come to place our trust in each other. Shouldn't we be grateful to have partners like this? Well, we may still be rookies, sure, but it's way too early for us to give up hope for Crossbell's future, and with it, our dreams. We'll tackle each day head on, do whatever we can, and keep confronting the status quo relentlessly. And if that somehow fails, we'll just come up with a new plan. Not just me, but Randy and Tio too. I've no doubt that the Chief would do everything in his power to help us out as well. Heck, even Sight has our back now. Bottom line, you're not alone, Ellie. Not anymore. I'm not alone? Yes, that's true. I'm disappointed that I forgot something as simple as that. Thank you, Lloyd. Even though it won't be easy to solve all my problems, I feel much better now. Refreshed, even. I'm glad to hear that. Still, apart from the lines that sounded like they came straight out of a teen drama, I was a bit surprised. I'm painfully aware of how cheesy they were, okay? But what do you mean by surprised, Ellie? Because, well, talking about how I'm needed and telling me that you want me by your side, I thought you were confessing to me. Confess? Wait, hold the phone. That wasn't my intention at all. Oh? Are you implying that I'm not worth confessing to? You know that's not it. Oh, come on. You're just making fun of me now, aren't you? Just a small dose of payback. You should be a bit more self-aware, though. Honestly, I don't know whether to call you a natural smooth talker or an up-and-coming womanizer. Hey, hold on a second. Are you still talking about me, or did you switch to Randy? Your denseness doesn't help your case any either. Good grief, Lloyd. I can't believe that words alone made me get all flustered like that. What'd you say? I missed that. Nothing. It's nothing. I'm sorry for leaving the chief's report all up to you. Have you come up with a plan about the investigation yet? Not yet. I just can't shake the feeling that, in the end, this is all happening by Yin's design. Tomorrow, we can ask around and see if we can't find some sort of lead based around that. That's fine by me. Thanks to you, I have a feeling that I'll be getting a good night's rest tonight. How about we hold a meeting tomorrow morning after we get our much-needed rest? Sounds like a plan. Ellie and Lloyd learned Star Blast 2. By spending 100 CP each, a powerful combination attack can be unleashed. Should that text be in red? I feel like that should be in green. That read a little strange. Oh, but it's green in the backlog. I don't think that's right. I'd have to check PSP, I guess, to make sure what it was in Japanese, I mean. That concludes this week's report. The warhounds they've trained may prove troublesome. If Master Yin were available, he would easily compensate for our lack of force. Very well. Proceed with preparations as planned. Next on the agenda, recall half of our personnel currently dispatched in Altair. Understood. I shall take my leave, Master Cao. Have a pleasant evening. Yes, to you as well. How troublesome. I'll have to worry about the consequences later if I request the Elder's assistance. I seem to be in a bit of a bind. If only Master Yin were more cooperative, our plans would be proceeding splendidly. Worry not. I plan to uphold my end of the bargain. The man of the hour. Do you now? It shouldn't surprise me that you were eavesdropping. Dear me, I feel I may have made a few slips of the tongue. I can only presume you had me hear it intentionally, correct? Always the tough customer, aren't you, Cao? Goodness, no. You, on the other hand. Never mind that. Do you wish to discuss business tonight? Or are you perhaps in the mood to cull some warhounds? Your subordinates are more than capable enough to handle such a minor threat. The deal was to have me take care of Ravach's main force, beginning with that man, Garcia. But do correct me if I'm mistaken. Oh dear, you truly are no fun. It comes to my attention that you've become entangled with Ark and Seal for some odd reason. Just a reminder that the CPD isn't too shabby at their jobs, so don't do anything to soil my good name. Do I make myself clear? No need to worry. More importantly, what kind of impression has the special support section left on you? Oh, so that's your game. You have ties to them, do you? Let's see. They're an odd combination of children. Especially Mr. Bannings, who seems to act as their leader. He's perfectly aware of his weakness, yet he continues to push forward with determination. His intuition is enough to keep him on his toes, too. I quite like his type, to be honest. I was not asking about your taste, fool. What about the other members? Again, each one of them proves to be quite interesting. Mayor McDowell's granddaughter possesses a keen sense of diplomacy and operates as the team's administrator. As for the girl from the Epstein Foundation, while her horrible staff itself is fascinating, she is likely hiding a few tricks up her sleeve. Lastly, we have the ginger gentleman. This may only be my intuition speaking, but I felt that he's the same as us. Surely you understand. Yes. I must ask, why have you taken such a great interest in them? Whatever do you mean? I only wish to put them to a little test. Will they prove to be worthy opponents for Yin, to whom you have entrusted your request? But isn't it a bit ridiculous? Despite our work, we have no choice but to hand the case over to the First Division. Rishio was smart enough to ask us, but just imagine if she hadn't. Everything we learned about Yin would have stayed in the dark. Yeah, I know. Can't we think of some way to trick them? Some kind of diversion? Let's think for a minute. Who would know about the existence of Yin? Well, obviously Heiyue, considering that's his current employer. And then there's their rival, Ravach, and the First Division who's tracking Heiyue's movements, according to Dudley. From there, we can assume that Speaker Hartman, who's closely tied to Ravach, knows about him as well. That's the man you mentioned yesterday, right, Ellie? Yes, he's a career politician who more or less rules over the Diet, serving as the leader of the Imperial faction. Honestly, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that he's Ravach's greatest supporter. Incidentally, almost all of Grandfather's reform bills were crushed by this man. I've always heard his name, but I never understood the weight behind it. But in this instance, wouldn't Yin be their opponent? That would make sense. Tio, Randy, what's up? You two look as if you just saw Ark and Seal for the first time. No, it's just... You're in quite the good mood today, aren't you, Ellie? Well, of course. Listen, I'm sorry, everyone. I wasn't myself yesterday. But trust me, I'm fine now. And I don't intend to be a burden to the team. Ellie, you've never been a burden to us. Quite the opposite, actually. You help us out constantly, no matter what the situation is. I mean, look at us right now. You're making connections in this case that I'd never be able to make. I guess so. Something smells fishy. Agreed. Something is off. Very off. What's that supposed to mean? Wait a minute, you two. You know, I could hear a pair of voices chattering away on the roof from my window. I wonder. Ellie, Lloyd, congratulations. I wish the best for you two. Hold on! We didn't do anything that warrants congratulations, right, Ellie? Yes, I mean, no. We were just talking about life and other things of that nature. Life, huh? I'm sure you did. So, Lloyd, how far did you go? Randy! Please, Tio's sitting right there. How far did you go? Is Randy referring to the intimacy people engage in while in romantic relationships? Nope, not at all. Lloyd and Ellie, sitting in a tree. Guys, cut it out. Yes, ma'am. Jeez, you guys are insane. Me and Ellie together, romantically? I'd say the odds of that happening are pretty slim. What was that? I mean, we're kind of incompatible and everything last night was strictly professional. Right, Ellie? What's the matter? You numbskull. You just signed your death warrant, Lloyd. Oh yes, you are so right, Lloyd. All I did was ask for some advice on a very unimportant subject, that's all. And there most definitely wasn't any sort of romantic atmosphere like you oh so graciously pointed out. Alright then. You know, by incompatible, I only meant that we don't exactly make a good match. Sorry. Too easy. Well, on the bright side, it looks like you've perked up since yesterday, El. Thank goodness. I wasn't sure whether or not you were going to stay with the CPD. I'm sorry, I never meant to make you all worry. I don't know where the future will take me, but right now, I know this is where I'm meant to be. So, everyone, I'm happy that I get to keep working with you. We wouldn't trade you for the world, Ellie. The SSS wouldn't be the SSS without you. Amen to that. Damn it, that shouldn't say that. Besides, doubt we'd get anything done around here without you to keep us from goofing off. I wouldn't have to be so stern all the time if you three would just stay on task. Well, that's enough of that. Lloyd, do you have any idea what to do about the investigation from here on out? Yeah, about that. We could always attempt to corner Yin with a different approach than the one the First Division is using. but considering how many methods there actually are, we might just end up even more confused than we are now. Yeah, that's probably not the best strategy. How about we go on a little trip to Calvert's Eastern Quarter? I bet we'd find a few clues about Yin there. Are you being serious, Randy? Would we even get permission to go on a business trip? Given our team situation, I doubt we'd be allowed to travel very far. Tio? Did you think of something? Well, I was contemplating looking into the police database a bit more. Perhaps I would be able to learn about the First Division's movements and so on. Then again, I already searched it last night, so it likely hasn't been updated since. It's not a bad idea. Hey, Pete's sitting around here and doing nothing. What is it, Tio? How strange. It seems as though we have received an orb mail. What's that again? Aren't they essentially letters that can be sent from terminal to terminal? Precisely. The peculiar thing is, despite being extremely useful, almost no one in the CPD uses orbital mail. Most likely because not many officers are trained to use keyboards. I'm one of those, unfortunately. Well, who's it from? Let me check. Impossible. What's wrong? Who would send us... I, Yin, hereby submit my support request. Overcome this trial and face me. Only then will I grant you your mission. It's him! Is this some kind of joke? Tio, where was the mail sent from? Definitely not the police department. Got it. Apparently it was sent from the International Bank of Crossbell, otherwise known as the IBC. What exactly does it mean? The IBC is that bank that rakes in mirror from all over Zemuria, right? Why the hell would a place like that be sending us prank mail? Don't ask me. I can say, however, that this mail was definitely sent from an IBC terminal. I have no way of knowing who sent it, though. Could it be possible that Yin infiltrated the IBC? It's not out of the question. The IBC is home to quite a few external companies and organizations. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's an Epstein Foundation office too. That's correct. An acquaintance of mine works there, actually. But it seems I forgot to mention something. The orbital mail was sent directly from the IBC's main terminal. Because of that, I think the possibility of a company being involved is low. Well, we won't know until we ask them. I wanted our investigation to fly under the First Division's radar, but we really don't have any other choice. Yeah, going undercover this time might be a little tricky. Should we hurry up and check it out before they screw everything up again? Actually, we may be able to perform our search in secret after all. Really? How exactly? My best friend's father works at the IBC. If we told him about our unique situation, he might give us a hand. You think so? Hey, ain't that convenient? You got more connections than you know what to do with, huh, El? Well, I have a decent amount. Unfortunately, I have no way of knowing whether or not he's even in Crossbell City, given how hectic his schedule is. What sort of position does he hold there? A pretty important one. Honestly, I'd be surprised if you didn't know his name. Dieter Kreuss? The Dieter Kreuss? You know him? What, he famous or something? Yeah, he is. Honestly, you could make the argument that he's just as popular as Ilya. Dieter Kreuss. He's a prominent Zemurian billionaire, a leader of the world economy, and the current CEO of the International Bank of Crossbell. He runs the frickin' bank?! Mr. Kreuss was originally an old friend of my father's, but he's also kept a friendly relationship with my grandfather. Because of that, I've known him a good portion of my life. Oh, and I almost forgot, his daughter is one of my closest childhood friends. Wow, that's amazing. Thing is, we can't do much if he's not there, even if he is the CEO. You're right. I heard that he spends almost half of the year flying abroad. Nevertheless, there's no harm in trying, is there? Even if Mr. Kreuss isn't there, my friend might be. She may even be able to help us. Let's do it then. I think we already have a rough idea of what the situation is, so we should know what in particular to investigate. The intentions behind the orb mail, right? It was rather intimidating, but what exactly does he plan to do? Well, it's obvious that the other party contacted us intentionally. I say we take the bait. Agreed. Shall we head to the IBC? Ah, control. But first we gotta look at support requests. I'm sure we got a few. Got 4. East Crossbell Highway monster extermination. A dangerous monster, Savage Horn, has been sighted on the East Crossbell Highway. We ask that the special support section deal with this threat swiftly. Let's see. Its charge attack and snort attack can inflict burns. Rare herb retrieval from Professor Raggett. I would like to acquire a certain herb used in internal medicine research. I will share more details in person, so... Oh, that should say medical college. Please head over to St. Ursula Hospital's first floor internal medicine office. I'll have to bring that up. Since I don't edit non-scenario for Zero. Testaments training from Abyss. I'm requesting the special support section to train us to improve our combat skills. Desired duration, 2 to 3 hours. If you accept, come to Trinity in the downtown district. Abyss. And fishing for ingredients. From Long Loud Tavern and Inn, Shan. We are looking for ingredients for a new fish dish. Hurry over and talk to me at Long Lao. I'm counting on you. Let's see, where should we start? Oh, I know where we should start, actually. I believe there are 2 chapters of Back Alley Dr. Gwen that just became available. Let's see here. We could also make our rounds in the city. I don't believe there's a new issue of the Crossbell Times. They tend to be only 1 per chapter until, like, the end of the game. Yeah. That's the one we read, I believe. This is chapter 2, right? Yeah. I've been digging through Azure so much recently that Zero's starting to become more hazy in my mind. Let's head over to West Street. Hello, Ryu and Henri. I don't think there's anything too important over here, but I believe our first chapter of Back Alley Dr. Gwen, I want to say it's in the McDowell estate. Either Joanna or Helmer have it. Let's see here. Oh, she said this yesterday. Huh. I guess this particular location's dialogue doesn't advance in one day. Ah, here we go. Do you all like to read novels? I enjoyed reading this book during my breaks, but I finished it. I'd like for you to have it. I hope you read it sometime. Thank you. Thanks, Helmer. So we have all 4 so far, right? This keeps bugging out on me and I don't know how. Okay, yeah, so we have all 4. The other one's actually outside the city. I think it's at Belgard. I hope it's not at Tangram. I guess I should check real quick. I'm pretty sure it's at Belgard. I want to say one of the guardsmen upstairs has it. Let's see here. Yes. It's on the 2nd floor of Belgard. Thanks, Buttmaster. Here we go. And while we're here, we can talk to Muriel. Here. I think this room? Well, it looks like my break is already over. Time to get back to it. When I think of Warrant Officer Muriel as my boss instead of commander, work becomes a lot more bearable. Oh right, I just finished this book while I was on break, so be a friend and take it with you, okay? Thank you. 2 at once. Let's talk to Muriel, since we're here. Randy, you really shouldn't be loitering around Belgard Gate for too long, you know? What's your deal? You worrying about me as a special occasion? Oh, that reminds me. I've heard from more than one source that you begged and begged the brass to not fire me way back when. Muriel, be honest. Do you love... don't say anything you'd regret. I just didn't want to lose a valuable soldier because of a silly reason like that. Silly reason? Do you mean Randy's trouble with the women here? Getting kicked out of the CGF for being too much of a womanizer is certainly something I could see happening to Randy. Trouble with women? Come on, Muriel. It's nothing to be shy about, is it? You were a little in love with Orlando, right? I'm sure if you admit it, you'd feel better. As usual, talking to you gets us nowhere. I admit it, I was strongly against Randy's discharge. However, it definitely wasn't due to having romantic feelings for him. Just thinking about it, logically, I thought... Basically, you knew you'd be lonely without me around, right? Just think what you want, Randy. Aww. I'm glad we got that conversation. That's an easy one to miss. I will try to remember to come to talk to Muriel as much as I can, but you know how it is. There's so many NPCs around the state. Let's see. We're gonna go... That monster was on East Crossbell Highway, right? Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Yeah. So when we go out to East Crossbell Highway, we can stop by Tangram Gate and talk to Sonia and Noelle. But first, what support requests do we want to knock out? How about the one at Long Lao? If I remember correctly, I should be able to complete this, like, immediately. But first, let's give the Jizo a meal. Why not? Have a king burger. Alright, Shan. Where is she? Oh, Vald and, I think this is... I think it's Luganov. Yeah. The hell are a bunch of coppers doing here? Well, whatever. Don't get in the way of my eating if you know what's good for you. Got it? How about you, Vald? Oh, it's you guys. Hey, Vald. Do you come here often? Pretty much. Owner's some annoying old dude, but the grub's decent. And not to mention, their waitress is pretty friggin' sexy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dude, I totally feel you. Seriously, guys? Your lack of integrity is concerning, Randy. Damn, I'm starved. More in practice with the boys did a number on me. Wish they'd hurry it up with the food already. Hello, Shan. Hi, welcome. That's a little weird. Shan, I presume. We're here to discuss your support request. Wow, you're here already? Woohoo, what a relief. Ain't she a cutie? I think fishing for ingredients was the name of your request. You know, I feel like most of our requests are of a similar nature. Given that the Bracer Guild handles most of the problems, I'm not too surprised. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I need this done as soon as possible. We had a customer suddenly come in this morning and make a reservation bigger than our stock. We tried to buy some fish from the marketplace, but even they were running low on the good stuff. We're going to need odd jobbers to tackle this one for us. Sorry, what was that now? Odd jobber is an inadequate description of our work. All I know is I spoke with the Bracer Guild receptionist, and he told me he'd set something up for me. There weren't any bracers available, but he mentioned a group of odd jobbers that would be willing to help. Aren't you the odd jobbers he was talking about? So it's that damn receptionist's fault, huh? He's not completely mistaken, so I'm having a hard time denying it. It still feels bad to hear it, though. However, Lloyd is a proficient fisherman, so shall we assist her with her request? She appears to be in trouble. Yeah, I think I can help you out. Oh, really? Thank Adios. We're looking to use elongated and slender fish for the dish. Whoops. The reservation is for 5 people, so we need 5 of the same type of fish. If you have trouble catching it, we could settle for something else. However, it definitely needs to be 5 of the same type of fish. To recap, you want 5 elongated and slender fish. If we fail to catch them, then you'll settle for another fish, as long as they're identical. Okay, I think we got it. We'll fish them up and bring them to you. Great, thank you. I'm counting on you. I believe I already have this in my inventory. Fishing. Let's see. There's eel. Do I have it? Yes. Okay, so you get the option of what to give her. So she's asking for eels, basically. And you can catch them lots of places. East Crossbell Highway is one place, I know for sure. But if I'm not mistaken, well, eel gets you the full DP. If you give her something else, you'll get DP, but not the full amount. But electric eel will get you full DP as well as unique dialogue, if I'm not mistaken. So let's give her the electric eel. That's a harder fish to catch. There's only one spot in the game that you can find that, and we actually haven't even been to it yet. It's something you get to a little later from now, and I guess this quest is still technically can be active when you do it. It's, yeah, we'll be going there later today, so it makes sense. Give fish, and then you get the option of what to give her. We would like to give her the electric eel. What's this? They're elongated and slender, but they're also kind of shiny? We don't really serve this, but they're close enough, so it should be fine. You've even brought all 5, too. Are you really giving them to me? Give. Thank you. Now we'll be able to make it through the day. These aren't the usual fish we use. It's a bit of a rare one, so I think Daddy will be able to make an interesting dish out of them. I'm sure our customers will be satisfied. Here, I'd like to give you these as a thank you. Tear bombs. Oh wait, I have one more thing to give you. And a little dish here. I guess that's for full DP. We have an extra one because we made a mistake on someone's order. I figured there's no point in wasting it, so I'll give it to you. Oh, thank you. We'll take you up on that offer. Good luck with tonight. We're rooting for you. Yep, thanks for your help, odd jobbers. We weren't able to clear the misunderstanding by the looks of it. Alright, that takes care of that. So we got East Crossbell Highway. We got Abyss's request, and what was the other one? Herb retrieval. Ah, right, Professor Raggett. We'll probably save that one for last. Hello, Hatina. She comes here to do Sunday school lessons every now and then. Let's see, let's talk to Ashley and Jingo. Why not? Oh, Ashley's in here. Oh, I know where she is. Those street kids can get so annoying. I'm gonna strangle y'all one day, you hear me? Thank you, Jingo. Ashley's probably in here. Yeah, she's talking to Wazzy. I remember this. Whoa, isn't it pretty risky to buy up those kinds of goods? Not particularly. I only dabble in goods that easily sell. Looks like they're in the middle of a conversation. You don't get much. I think she stays here. And she might have another one of these. Finally, you've come. You requested us, didn't you? It sounds like you want us to train the Testaments. That's a bit of a risky request, don't you think? What makes you so sure that we train a bunch of delinquents anyway? Not only that, but I was expecting to see Wazzy's name on the request. Was this all your idea? I believe you misunderstood the request. Give me a moment, I will explain the details. It's not particularly complicated. I would like to request a lesson in the art of self-defense for our team members. What? You want to be taught self-defense? The hell? You plan on using our teachings in your brawls? Again, please do not misunderstand the request. Let us suppose that the Mafia assaults us. When you say the Mafia, are you referring to Ravachi or Hiyue? Is this all related to the increased tensions between them? We've noticed them getting into more fights lately. I've heard they've engaged in gunfights. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be frequent. Precisely. The downtown district also happens to be in the line of fire at times. There's a warehouse district nearby filled with abandoned buildings and empty plots of land. It's perfect for fighting. I'm not pleased with the situation we've been placed in. Thus fueling your desire to learn self-defense. I do seem to recall one of your members suffering from, obnubulation for a week. That's totally a Zerk thing. It's accurate, though. I remember when he tossed that one out, I was like, okay. Okay, Zerk, good one. It all makes sense, then. I'm glad you catch on quickly. Wazzy is typically tasked with giving our members lessons in combat. However, his fighting style is too unique. It requires a flexible body and a strong affinity for it. Hence why we've come to you, Lloyd Bannings. The skills you've displayed boast defensive prowess, while being easy to learn. May I humbly request that you once again show our members your skills in a real test of combat. Naturally, I don't expect them to master it in a day. However, having first-hand experience would be good incentive to try picking it up. Ah, my mouse just dropped and that's why the text box advanced. Thank God for the log. I'm glad that the request doesn't have any nefarious intentions. Agreed. I take no issue in accepting their request. What are your thoughts, Lloyd? A lesson in self-defense. I wouldn't necessarily call it self-defense. It's a suppression technique taught at the police academy. That being said, is that fine with you? I take no issue with it. It is only for training purposes, so I intend to allow your comrades to aid you in combat. Accept. Now that we've heard your circumstances, we have no reason to refuse your request. Not only that, but this is a good opportunity for me to brush up my skills. Figures you'd say that. May have some trouble taking them all on at once, Lloyd. Might want to get some help from us, pal. For sure. I'll be counting on you guys to back me up. It's been settled then. Everybody, assemble! The Testaments will now engage in a series of practice fights with the SSS. Yeah! Maybe I should have gotten my CP back before I did this. The objective is a 4-on-4 battle. The Testaments will fight the special support section with all their might. Yeah! Should that have been Yaw too? I should check on that. Huh. Let's see you cops spill the beans on your self-defense techniques. Yeah, and then we're going to go all out and pummel you. If you don't take this seriously, you're going to get beaten to a pulp. Now prepare yourselves. That shouldn't be a line break. You guys got spunk, that's for sure. We'll put our skills to the test to see how well we can control the tide of battle. We better not hold back, or it could hardly be called training. Let's give them everything we've got. Right. Roger. Alright then, let us begin the battle. Alright, let's take care. Oh, we do have a lot of CP on some of the party members. Well, we got 100, at least on all of them. What we could do is use Lloyd and Ellie's combo craft since we just got it. We also got the second version of it. I think that's because my clear data, I've beaten the game twice on this file. I think it's because my first playthrough, Ellie was my final bonding partner. At the end of the game, depending on who of the SSS you're closest with, you get a little additional scene and their combo craft upgrades. So that's why I have the second version of that combo craft on this file. I believe I also have Tio's. Tio was my second playthrough partner, and that'll clue you in on who's going to be the third one in this file. We will be bonding with Randy. Phew, I think this is enough. Is everyone okay? You got us good. Damn, you guys are as tough as nails. How come we couldn't take you down with a relentless assault like that? I hit him down in one hit. It's all thanks to the techniques we learned to suppress a target. It requires extensive training and can even prove effective on small groups. The detective has to not only protect himself, but also those around him. We undergo extensive training to stay calm, no matter the level of stress. You'd all do well to train how to protect yourselves. You cops are more than just talk, I guess. Let that be a lesson learned for us. We may have been defeated this time, but I feel like I can take them on next time. All it took was a bit of a roughhousing to get them to cozy up to us. We could have maybe gone a bit easier on them though. Oh well. It'll be a good learning experience for them. I don't suspect there will be any problems based on their demeanor. Bullshit. Oh, the Saber Vipers are here? Why did they come here? What are you guys up to? What kind of cops break out into a fight in the middle of the downtown district? Those blue bastards look like they got their asses handed to them. Oh, what the hell did you say to us? You're the last people I want to hear that from. You want a piece of us? We'll take you on. Right here, right now. Chill out, guys. There's something I want to get straight with them first. The hell's the meaning of all this? You called us out here for a fight, didn't you? You want to take us on in a 4-on-1 battle without our leaders participating? Wait, this conversation's a little weird. You've been acting all pretentious, and now you're fooling around with the cops? You've arrived at just the right time. Let us begin the duel between the SSS and the Saber Vipers. Huh? Wait, what? What the hell do you mean by that? Use this opportunity to learn some much-needed self-defense techniques. You'll need the training to protect yourselves against the Mafia. What better way to learn is there than to fight? So what you're telling us is, the cops are out here training us? Get a load of this guy. He sounds insane. Why are they gonna train us? Stop freaking out. There's nothing a bunch of useless cops can teach us. They're gonna train us? Nice joke. We'll show you that the Vipers can wipe the floor with some no-good cops. Let's kick their asses. I'm getting excited. I'm gonna beat them to a pulp. Hold on, this isn't what we had planned. Actually, forget it. They're not going to listen to us. You sure fighting them back to back is a good idea? You got a plan? There's not much we can do other than fight. Ellie, Tio, are you going to be fine? Yes, I'll manage. I have no choice other than to try my hardest. Let's give them everything we've got. We can't lose here. Our reputation is at stake. Take your places, Special Support Section and the Saber Vipers. Let the battle commence. Alright, let's see how easily we can take him out this time. I want to get some CP back with Lloyd, so I'm going to attack one of them. And let's see here. This will help us all get a little CP back. This time I think I'm going to... they're like just far enough apart to where I can't hit them all. What if I move like over here? But Randy can just get rid of this one anyway. It's okay. Tio's gonna S-craft all of them. Or not. Oh, come on. God, what a bummer. Oh well. Aether Buster, 2 of them. So anticlimactic. Phew, made it by the skin of our teeth. God damn it, you bastards. You kidding me? How the hell did we lose to them? We're no better than those blue bastards. I don't believe this. Doesn't this mean we're just as weak as those hooded freaks? Are you really concerned about that? I'm guessing they're sworn rivals. Let me state one thing. The Testaments will never falter to the likes of those Saber Viper scum. You imbeciles lack the mental capacity to outwit us. You said it. They can't hope to compete with us. The hell did you say to us? You're asking for an ass kicking. Everyone, calm down. You are all far too quick to anger. Everyone still appears to be full of energy. Let us engage in combat one final time. Huh? You wish you to fight again? The rules are simple. Whoever is able to bring the police officers to their knees first will be deemed victorious. Are these terms agreeable for everyone? This is ridiculous. Why do you keep dragging us further into this? Do you think it to be that simple? You'll take it more seriously if it feels like your life is on the line, correct? Let's get them! You better not hold us back! Hell yeah! I will take them down! This isn't looking good. They're all caught up in a frenzy. I don't think we can stop them. Guess there ain't nothing to do but fight. Alright, let the battle commence. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, I can get all of them. Alright, Randy, let's see what you got. Oh, this is Randy's good S-craft too. This is his high level one. Thank you, Randy. What a fight. Wow, I'm so tired for having not done anything. Made it out alive, huh? Yeah, just barely. We are victorious, however. That was intense. I can't believe they took all of us on at the same time. Damn it, how'd they beat us? Do you understand yet? Relying on brute force alone isn't enough to carry you through a fight. You possess a strong offense, but your defense is far too lacking. To put it in simpler terms, you're all inexperienced. What? Why is this dude lecturing us all of a sudden? I don't get it. You guys are plenty strong. I wouldn't mind teaching you at a basic level. Would you like to learn some of our defense tactics? Hell nah. I ain't getting caught up by no stinking pigs. We're leaving, boys. Hell yeah! That big dude always sounds like he's full of it. I don't get him. Ah, like I'd ever listen to him. Huh, you guys are as dim-witted as ever. I don't think I'd ever be able to pull off those techniques at the level they did, even if I spent my entire life training for it. Yeah, I hear you. Well, it was a good learning experience. I'm glad that you all looked like you managed to enjoy yourselves. I hope it wasn't a waste of time. Agreed, that was exhausting. We'll be taking our leave, if you'll excuse us then. If you'd like to take a rest, then why not come to our bar later? I hope that exercise served as adequate training for you two. Huh? The battle is over. Let us withdraw. Yeah! Abbas planned this all from the start, didn't he? He even managed to get the Saber Vipers to play along. It certainly seems like he orchestrated it from the very beginning. He managed to play us like a fiddle, huh? Screw that guy. Indeed, I am utterly exhausted. However, the delinquents may straighten their attitude as a result of his speech. You're right, we managed to accomplish our goal too. I think it's safe to say we've wrapped up everything we need to do. Let's head out. Yes, let's. Oh, and some of the dialogue around downtown changes as a result of having done that quest. My word, I can't believe the police are getting into fights with a group of delinquents. Oh, I wouldn't really call it fighting. It's more like self-defense lessons. I don't care how you spin it. You never resort to violence. We're teaching them proper sportsmanlike conduct through these mock battles. We've been coming regularly to help rehabilitate them. Oh, is that what this is all about? My mistake then. To be able to open the hearts of these young ruffians. What a splendid achievement. I feel I must learn from your example. How characteristic of Ellie to effortlessly persuade someone. She sure saved our hides. Let's see. Anything else to do? Nope, not really. Well, we're out of time anyway. So up next would be Detective Notebook. Well, we could either go to East Crossbell Highway or we could go to St. Ursula. Doesn't really matter which one we do. Oh, I don't know. If I pick now, I'll end up just forgetting next time. That's what'll happen. Let's save here. Okay, when we pick up next time, we will pick one support request to do. Go do it. Go do the other one. I should probably check to see whether or not there's a hidden one right now. I don't think there is. I believe the only hidden things to do was to collect those Back Alley Dr. Gwen chapters. So we should be good. But once we get all that done, we will head to the IBC and talk about possibly arranging a meeting with the CEO, Dieter Croix. And we'll finally get to meet Dieter. And there will be a very similar scene to the one we had at the start of this one, where we did the famous Ellie Rooftop scene. There is an important and famous scene coming up a little bit later. We'll get to see that. See you guys in the next one.